Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News on Shuri FM 92.7. My name is Beatrice Adu. The news is also live on Kasmi 107.1 FM and across the world at 3news.com. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. It's day 3 of the industrial action declared by Teachers and Educational Workers Union. And already the strike is biting hard in some senior high schools. This afternoon, the National Labour Commission is meeting the leadership of the union. We have an update for you. Also coming up, Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations will this afternoon meet the Electoral Commission to advocate or ask for greater electoral inclusion for persons with disabilities. And on campaign trail, we will be touching base with the various campaign teams with just 17 days more to the country's general election. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Now, the National Labour Commission is meeting striking members of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of the Trades Union Congress in a bid to exercise its powers pursuant to Section 139 of the Labour Act 651. The Act directs parties to appear for hearing on issues in dispute. The NLC had last week directed TEU to stay their intended strike, but the union members went ahead and began the strike on Monday, November 18, over what they say is the prolonged delay in concluding, signing and implementing conditions of service for them. The impact of the industrial action, which entered its third day today, is already being felt in some of the institutions, which include the Ghana Education Service, Ghana Museums and Monument Board, and public technical and universities. Now, Shuri FM understands that some senior high school kitchen staff, including Ebri Girls Senior High School in the Eastern region, have refused to cook. On Tuesday, our reporter Judith Brown visited the school and came through with this report. I'm currently here at the Ebri Girls Senior High School in the Eastern region following an anonymous tip from a concerned parent who claims the students went without food on November 18 due to a strike by kitchen staff. While our investigations following interactions with some parents right here at the school revealed that indeed there was no food provided on the evening of the said date. A mother revealed that this affected only Form 2 students. While we can confirm now that food has been made available for the students, it's still unclear the status of the strike action by kitchen staff in the school. Sources have also revealed that the kitchen staff are members of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, which is currently on strike. TEU began its strike on November 18 in response to what they say is government's persistent failure to address long-standing concerns regarding their conditions of service. And with such an industrial action, it is clearly evident that the Ebri Girls Senior High School students are probably not the only ones bearing the brunt. For now, it is unclear how this strike will affect this and many other schools in the coming days. Judith Brown with that report from Ebri Girls in the Eastern region. Let's go to the Water region now, where Faisal Idris is standing by with the latest. Faisal, if you can hear me, we do know that this is a nationwide strike. How is the situation in your region and how the schools are affected? Okay, we seem to have lost Faisal on the line, but Ibrahim, we also do have Ibrahim Abubakar, who is our Ashanti region correspondent, on the line. Ibrahim, if you can hear us, what can you tell us from where you are?
Okay, Beatrice, so in the Ashanti region, school authorities have improvised to get kitchen staff working. So for that part, it has not affected the feeding of the children. But then the administrative staff, you get there, you are 10 away, no one is there. They've locked their offices. So for some of the students who are even yet to fully complete their registration, are unable to do so because the administration is not working. But like I said, for the kitchen staff aspect, that has been dealt with.
Thank you very much. Ibrahim Abubakar reporting live from the Ashanti region. We also have Faisal Idris there from the Volta region. Can you tell us what's happening where you are?
Well, so Beatrice, I started a check since yesterday, and from the schools I visited yesterday, the indication was that even though the strike action is in effect, they made arrangements to allow teaching staff to cook for the students. For instance, in the Avenue High School yesterday, in the casting of district, I was told that some 1-year recruits were asked to join the kitchen staff that were available just so they could provide food for the students. This morning, I was in the technical school where I was told that even though a similar arrangement was to be put in place yesterday, the students are not being fed. Some of them who spoke to me off camera told me that they have been allowed to have access to their trunks and troboxes so they could get food from their troboxes. They are also allowed to buy food from vendors available, so they are doing that. For some of the TVET institutions yesterday, they mentioned that their heads have not communicated to them how they should go about the strike action. So they were still at post. Now this morning when I visited the whole technical institute, I was told that 3 of the persons who are members of TEU have since left post. They are not at post. The storekeeper, I'm told, has also locked the store. What it means is that if they run out of food, they may not be able to get food because the storekeeper has taken the keys away and will not open the store. But members who are part of the public sector workers union were still at post, and school was in session when I got there today. So that is the only situation across the schools here in the Volta region.
Quite a dire situation, impending dire situation, I should say. But have you been able to have any word from any of the officials supposed to respond to this? Although we know that the NLC is meeting the leadership of TEU in Accra this afternoon.
They are not speaking to me on camera. Most of the conversations I had today were off camera. They wouldn't speak to us on camera.
Thank you very much, Faisal Idris, speaking to us from the Volta region, telling us the situation in that part of the country. Well, we've also been speaking to King James, who is the president of TEU. He actually spoke to us ahead of that meeting.
Every worker in this country has a document that we call the conditions of service that guides the employment contract, and these documents are normally signed by the union representatives and that of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission on behalf of government and the union leaders on behalf of our members. And so this condition of service that we are talking about, our major condition of service for the Ghana Education Service expired in 2020. In fact, it will be recalled that 2022, the same procedure that we are going to happen when we were due to review our condition of service in 2022, after it has expired, we came and this same thing happened that we should come to the Labour Commission. We came after that one. We have not been able to sit with the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. And November 2024, the expired condition of service is due to expire again. So we are here, and that of the public universities also expired since 2018. As at 2019, 2008, as at 2019, we had even concluded on 22 items on the condition of service. And we signed a memorandum of understanding. And the same thing that we are today, we are going back through the same thing. And so it is like a deliberate discrimination against the teachers and educational workers union, both in the Ghana Education Service and both in the public universities and public technical universities.
And you heard the president of TEU, King James, and we'll be returning to the story because sources at the Ghana Education Service are telling us that a team has been dispatched to various schools to monitor the situation to inform the next line of action, and we'll be bringing you more on this as well as an update as regards the NLC meeting with the representatives of TEU happening this afternoon. But ahead of that, Herbert Krapper will lead Ghana's energy ministry in the last days of the Akufo-Addo government as threat of a return to load shedding hangs over the sector. Herbert Kwapa, who has been serving as Minister of State in charge of energy at the presidency, is according to the president, will continue to lead the transformation of the sector. Let's listen to President Akufo-Addo speaking about this.
I must recognize the contributions of independent power producers who have invested significantly to support our energy needs. These partners have been instrumental in enhancing our power capacity. My administration is committed to addressing the financial obligations impacting our ability to meet obligations to these valued partners. Together, we will build a sustainable, reliable energy future. We celebrate the dawn of a new era in Ghana's energy journey, one filled with strength, resilience, hope, and promise. Let us ensure that the Bridge Power Station remains a beacon of Ghana's vision, a shining testament to what we can accomplish when united for the common good.
Well, the assurances of the president, according to independent power producers, is far from the truth, with 3 plants expected to be shut down over a near 300 million debt. Now, this is despite the earlier shutdown of Sonun Asogli over the same concerns of non-payment. Now, the CEO of the independent power producers, Elik Blim, Petogo, has been speaking to the media about it. Let's just get some more of what he's been saying. And he says that if nothing is done by the end of this week, next week, 3 key power plants will shut down. He's also saying that for us, we are up to date with our numbers, so we know what we're talking about. Government does not even know how to account for the power sector figures, so you don't even have to trust figures coming from them. And then he also continues to say that I have made it clear that those statements he made were actually political. He cannot produce any agreement that he has signed with any IPP. If he has, let him share it with the public. And you're still here on the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. I was telling you earlier about sources at the Ghana Education Service telling 3FM that a team has been dispatched to various schools to monitor the situation of food shortage, as it were, due to the strike, and of course some other activities expected to happen within our schools due to the strike by Tewu. George Quaining is monitoring events for us. He joins us live on the line. George, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Beatrice, thank you so much. And so leadership of Tewu is here, and I even saw the executive director of NLC also here. So currently what he's doing is actually engaging heads of some of these institutions like the Ghana Library Authority, Ghana Education Service, before he engages the leaders. The meeting was supposed to start at 11, but till now. And before that, I engaged Tewu leadership, and they made me aware that they are going to this meeting with some positive mindset. And they've been sorry for about what they can.
George, I'm sorry, your line is breaking. If you could kindly reposition yourself so we're able to hear everything you're saying.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please go ahead.
So, it's not started, and leadership of Tewu is already here. I saw the director of NLT also here, and I engaged Tewu, and what it made me aware is that they are going into this meeting with a renewed and positive mindset. They've been pursuing this for a long time now. We
seem to have lost We do apologize for the poor quality of that line to George Quaining. So here on the Midday News from 3FM and 92.7. Thank you for staying with us. Let's go to the northern part of the country, because a group of women in Boko municipality have expressed dissatisfaction and anxiety over lack of the lack of security on the Boko-Bolgatanga highway. They fear of being attacked, or they say that the fear of being attacked is preventing them from traveling out of Boko for economic and social activities. Let's speak to Tanko Mohammed Rabiu, who has been monitoring the situation for us, as well as our correspondent there. Rabiu, what more can you tell us about what the women are saying?
Yes, thank you very much. What the women are saying is that for the past 2 to 3 weeks, movement of goods and services in Boku Township has been difficult for them that are living in the township because of the insecurity on the Boku-Bolga highway. So they are saying that Tech should provide escort for them as is done on the Bolga-Walawali highway, because the only way they can get to Bolga and the rest of the northern part of the, this side is that they have to spend an amount of 300 to 400 Ghana cedis on the military ammo cart that is giving them services because of being attacked on the way.
So obviously, if I hear you, they are paying the military officials to help them commute, then it means that they are aware of it. What about the police service? Do you know what they are doing together as security agencies to help these women?
Yes, initially the police and other security forces in Boku were providing these services to them as form of escort, but it's no more than but the military. It's like the rest had a meeting that only the military should give them escort due to the situation on the road, because most of them are being transported with the military armored car. So it's safer for them in the armored car than being in a normal commercial vehicle than police following them. But in recent times, unknown gunmen attacked vehicles that was even escorted by military vehicles. So with this situation, they decided that they only put them in the military ammo cart for safety.
Thank you very much, Tanko Rabiu, reporting live from the Upper East region. And this is your Election Command Center. 17 days to the 2024 general election. Let's bring you some issues here. The Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations will this afternoon meet with the Electoral Commission to ask for greater electoral inclusions for persons with disabilities ahead of the December 7 general election. The meeting aims to assess the EC's current provisions for persons with disabilities and present key recommendations that would ensure a more accessible and inclusive electoral process. Let's engage Matthew Anokudum, who is the National President, Ghana Society of the Physically Disabled. Good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and my greetings to all your cherished listeners.
Are you able to tell us more about what is informing this meeting?
Yeah, often than not, when it's getting to election, Electoral Commission used to engage us and tell us maybe the processes to the election, what they have put in place, whether a visually impaired person, their character ballot, everything is ready. But it's like this year's election, Electoral Commission has not engaged us at all for us to know how we persons with disability will get accessibility in order to vote and vote well. So we just wrote them about 2 days ago that they, the leaders of various organization of persons with disability are meeting, and we want them to come so that in a way of maybe sharing, you know the process, what they have put in place to make persons with disability access the process very well.
You're saying you're meeting, but aside from your meeting, or as part of your meetings, are you going to meet the Electoral Commission as well?
Yeah, we have invited them to attend the meeting and educate us on the election process. Even though every year we have been attending workshop and they invite us, but looking at the delays, we have less than 18 days to election, and this time they have not engaged us. That's why we invited them to attend our meeting and give us a brief process to the election.
Thank you very much, Matthew Anokodom. He is the National President, Ghana Society of the Physically Disabled. And on this note, let's take you to the Lejokuku constituency on Constituency Focus, because that area is buzzing with political activity as the 2024 general elections approach. Now, our reporter Emmanuel Samani indicates supporters of both the NDC and NPP are making their voices heard regarding the performance of their respective parliamentary candidates. Take a listen to this.
I am looking at Honorable Dr. Bernardo Koboy and Honorable Benjamin Ayukunate. Now they've all gotten the nod to serve this constituent, and I'm going to look at the achievement of both. When you get to Adan Junction, there was a bridge over there. It's an ancient bridge, and that bridge has not been fixed to the extent that any car that passed there, either your tire will burst or your car will spoil. By now, the MP have gone there to fix that bridge, and the road have been constructed, and people are using that road very much.
No gutter. Me baby, I'm to say school you our rasta. And so to school Golano to win.
For onward distribution ahead of the December 7 elections. Let's go over now. Thomas Khan is our man. He's standing by for us. Thomas, where does the EC intend to store the items till the D-Day? Do you have information?
Hello?
Thomas, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes, can you tell us where the EC intends to store the items till the D-Day?
Yes, so the items arrived this morning. We are told late last night, but this morning the political parties were here together with EC officials to receive them and also to record every detail, that is the serial numbers and every important detail about the electoral material, that is the ballot paper that they need to record. They recorded all of that. And as I speak to you now, it is in the custody of the police, where we are told it is in their armory. And the political party representatives who were here, they have expressed satisfaction about the process so far.
So far, everything has gone on smoothly. We haven't had any challenge. I took charge of the Wuti Senior East ballot papers. We have counted everything, and from the data we have, it corresponds to what was brought. And so far, so good. We are okay with the process as at this point.
We have inspected all the presidential ballot papers for the various constituencies, and so far, so good. We've not encountered any problem. So, to me, it has been very successful and peaceful.
And you heard some political party representatives speaking about the political items sent by the Electoral Commission. Well, Thomas Khan is still on the line with us to wrap up our conversation. Thomas, I know you've also been monitoring political activities in the region, particularly regarding Cynthia Morrison, who left the NPP. Well, she's contesting as an independent candidate going into the next parliament. What can you tell us about what she's been up to so far?
So far, we can say that both the NPP and the NDC are vigorously campaigning in the region. And speaking to their executives, they are saying that they are working very hard to maintain or win more seats in the central region. For instance, when you go to Akuna West, where Cynthia Morrison is the incumbent MP, the NPP regional secretary says they are working very hard to maintain that seat. But again, we do know that Cynthia Morrison is going as an independent candidate. I asked the regional secretary, who says, well, that is what it is now, but they are focused and working to support the candidate, the parliamentary candidate who is in the person of Chris Atta. and that is the only candidate they know, and that is what they are working as a party to ensure that he wins the seat for the NPP. And he said they are focused on making Chris Atta the winner. They said they've made all attempts to get Cynthia Morrison to rescind her decision, but she is bent on contesting as an independent candidate. So that is what they can do for now, and then just focus on the candidate who is Chris Atta to win or maintain the seat for them as a party.
Thank you very much, Thomas Khan, reporting live from the Central Region. From that region, we go to Ahafo, North Southeast in the Ashanti region, where the flag bearer of the MPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has promised the people there of reserving a quota in the public and civil service for persons living with disability when voted into power. Addressing party faithful at the Bawumia Connect, the flag bearer of the governing party also hinted at extending rural electrification in the area.
Yeah, quite digital. Obia here mobile phone, and yes, and then mobile phone no buono ewosro. The idea was to say you were import duty on mobile phones. I'm going to abolish the import duty on mobile phones to bring down the cost of mobile phones in Ghana. E-levy, so we are abolishing it from next year to allow digital transactions to take place. Omo did them. Persons with disability under my government would go for tertiary education for free.
And you heard the flag bearer of the governing MPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Daniel Opoko is with him. He joins us live on the line. Daniel, can you tell us more about what the Vice President and flag bearer of the MPP has been saying at the various rallies beyond what we just heard him say? And we've lost Daniel Opoko on the line. Well, while the Vice President has been busy in the Ashanti region, his wife, Samira Bawumia, has also been campaigning for the husband, and she has described him as a smart, patient and humble politician who has his people at heart. Addressing residents of Kintampo at a campaign rally, Samira Bawumia said that as a wife, she knows her husband better than anyone, adding his humility is an attribute Ghana needs.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. To me, I was sure Binsa, a so finished and then by Dr. Bawumia say, yeah, you are hanging out, Obianim. And so I just a mere busy, I can say, video in the year. Dr. Bawumia, or any papa, or one named Dear Strong. Obianim, Nibian himself a panel, Nigel dog, one be Obianim so said, or what would trend. Oh, but I am and Midday, and the can say, oh, what Brasia strong. And you know, Penny or what Penny, what was some opportunity or Bettinas. Penny or what Brasia, Penny or Piabit milk on a nice and another opportunity. Dr. Bawumia, what is our question? Simply where the Obia time down.
And he had the wife of the Vice President and also flag bearer of the governing New Patriotic Party, Samira Bawumia. Well, she also appealed to residents to vote for the MPP parliamentary candidate for Kintampo North, Isaac Bafo Amiao, to partner Bawumia in developing the area. And that's it for the Midday News on True FM 92.7. My name is Beatrice Adu. Thank you very much for joining us today. Log on to 3news.com for more news. Michael Ogbodu is standing by with the business news. Good afternoon.
And hello there, good afternoon, and welcome to Business Daily here on 3FM 92.7. Coming up, Bank of Ghana justifies decision to unveil new head office amid public criticism.
This idea had been in the plans of the bank from the early 2000s. Since then, successive management teams and boards made different attempts to initiate processes to build a new head office.
Plus, insurance regulators urge to harmonize efforts to boost penetration in Ghana and West Africa.
Because if you look at the countries in the sub-region, it's more or less the same percentage, which is extremely low. So, and we have different insurance laws that make it different in the respective countries to improve on penetration.
My name is Michael Obudu. I'll bring you details of our top stories and more shortly. Please stay with us. Let's head straight into our top story. And the Bank of Ghana has officially commissioned its $250 million head office in Accra, describing it as a critical step to modernize its operations and meet expanded responsibilities. However, the project has sparked public criticism, with many questioning the timing and cost amid the country's current economic challenges. Governor Dr. Ernest Addison has defended the decision, citing the need for enhanced safety and operational standards for the central bank.
This idea had been in the plans of the bank from the early 2000s. Since then, successive management teams and boards made different attempts to initiate processes to build a new head office. However, each attempt was overcome by one challenge after the other. This attempt under your administration was not without difficulties, as this location was the subject of litigation. However, your decision to issue an executive instrument to acquire the land for the public good, saying this as a national monument, paved the way for this project to commence. Over the past 67 years in operation, the core functions of the central bank have expanded both in terms of scope and the number of functions following the fast-changing domestic economic landscape and increasing integration with the global financial architecture.
So that was Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, speaking there. Meanwhile, Minister of Finance, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, has underscored the importance of collaboration between the Central Bank and the Ministry of Finance in driving economic growth and a vibrant recovery.
And the strong collaboration between the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana have been instrumental in steering our economy out of the crisis we faced. Indeed, we must recognize that our nation is strongest when we each draw from our strengths and meet our responsibilities with a commitment to leave a legacy beyond our time in public service. And based on this collaboration with the bank, I can report, Mr. President, that you have steered this economy to strong recovery. The economy is getting stronger and stronger by the day under your leadership. Macroeconomic stability is returning faster. Growth has exceeded targets, and you've invested heavily in infrastructure and human development.
Dr. Amin Adam is the Minister of Finance. Still on the BOG, as President of the Ghana Association of Banks, Kofi Adumakon, has expressed optimism of improved collaboration between the central bank and banks post-2024 general elections following the commissioning of the new Bank of Ghana head office, the Bank Square.
And well positioned to fulfill their mandate in providing innovative solutions to meet the evolving needs of our clients and contribute meaningfully
to the nation's economic development and growth. Your Excellency, as President of the Ghana Association of Banks, I wish to take this opportunity to once again congratulate the Bank of Ghana for the immense support in navigating the difficult moments in our economy in the last few years. As we go into 2025 and beyond, we look forward to a stronger collaboration with the Bank of Ghana in resolving common issues to the financial services sector for our mutual and national benefits.
So, Kofi Adomako is the president of the Ghana Association of Banks. Now, away from that, in a significant move to enhance insurance penetration across West Africa, regulators in the region have been urged to harmonize their activities. Chief Executive of Gambia National Insurance Commission, Boubacar Jaju, emphasized the shared dynamics across the region, highlighting the importance of collaboration to drive growth. Despite ongoing efforts, insurance penetration in Ghana remains under 2%, a figure that mirrors the entire sub-region's performance.
Insurance penetration in the sub-region is very, very, very low. And what can help us, improve on that will be harmonization. If we harmonize our legislations, the campaign for penetration can be handled as a sub-region. Because if you look at the countries in the sub-region, it's more or less the same percentage, which is extremely low. So, and we have different insurance laws that make it different in the respective countries to improve on penetration. So if we harmonize our laws from Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and the Gambia, we have harmonized insurance laws. It will help a lot in the insurance penetration in the sub-region.
So that was Chief Executive of Gambia National Insurance Company, Boubacar Jaju, ending Business Daily here on 3FM 92.7. For more business stories, please visit our website. It's 3news.com/business. I am Michael Obodu. Thank you for listening. As always, please stay safe. Up next is Urban Blend with Black Kobe. Stay tuned.